Right, good evening. Hi, everyone. I hope all of you are well. So, before we start, some reminders that you guys rename yourself with country where you're from. I see Salina and Emily have already done that. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Prepare pen and paper to write notes and prepare for your conversations later. You can also type in the chat how will you be spending the rest of this 2024 year. We don't have much days left to the year. So welcome to Global Teacher Conversation. And today will be the final session for 2024 chapter. Thank you so much for joining us today. A little bit of Zoom norms for the last time this year. We would appreciate it if you mute your microphone when you are not speaking so that there will be no clashing of sounds or audio over the session. Please be present, switch on your video if possible. We want to be able to experience what actual conversation would look like if we were to have this in person. So it would be much more meaningful and efficient if you guys switch on your video and participate in the session tonight. And participate actively. Don't be shy. Everyone's here. I just hear teachers from different parts of the world. So let's just have a session where we can chat and lounge together. I also want to share with you guys some pillar principles by GTC. Number one is to be respectful. How we can be respectful with one another is to be mindful of how we speak, behave, and communicate. We value good words, good encouragement, and politeness, and that would lead to being kind to each other, right? And be supportive, give space and time for partners. Some of us are more fluent in English than others. Some of us might need a little bit more push or a little bit more help, right? So let's give that space and time for each other and participate. Like I said, participate actively. And how you can do that, you can show interest. How you can show interest by asking questions and also answering questions when we have them. Okay. A little bit of an agenda so that you will know what we will have tonight. Tonight is a very short session, not unlike the previous session. So we will start with end of year reflections for all of us here in a few minutes, and then we will have conversation, and then we'll close with some announcement. So wrapping up the year, please type in the chat, what do you want to make sure to happen in this remaining 10 days of this? So some of us might have, oh, I wanted to do this at the beginning of the year, but I haven't. But it is still possible in the last 10 days. So in this last 10 days, what you want to make sure, oh, this, I want to make sure I can make sure this happens. It's one, let's share one thing in the chat. Emily said, I want to binge watch and finish particular TV series. Maybe you can share with us what's the name of this TV series that you want to binge watch, Emily? What about Salina, Priska, and Joy? Well, I will make sure this happen in this 10 days, in this last 10 days of 2024. Anything we do. And you don't have to worry whether your sentence is correct or not. This is not an English class or anything. You just want to confide with each other. Salina said, I really want my financial problem to settle. Oh, okay, okay. All right. We still have time in this year. Hopefully you can make that happen. All right. Priska, same here. Which one? Priska, which one is same? What do you want to make sure to happen in these last 10 days? It's relationship with other people. That's very good. That's very, very good. All right. Okay. All right. I see. Priska also wants to settle financial challenges. All right. Okay. It's relationship with others. And with family. Good, good, good. That's very, very good. Right. So this is already December. And like I said, we have just 10 days more until we step into 2025, a new year. So it would be good for us to look back into what we have done for the year 2024. In Islam, there's a word called muhasabah. So muhasabah in English is called reflection, right? I'm sure being a teacher at school, so there's a lot of reflection or reflexy that you need to do at school, right? So that's our job to do as a teacher. But what about our own reflection as an individual, as Priska, as Alina, as Emily? Have we set aside some time to really think about what have we gone through in the year 2020? What have we done? What kind of challenges or what kind of new adventures that we took this year? Um, can you guys feel free to unmute at this point and also share in the chat. Have you had some personal reflection that you done for yourself? If yes, you just say yes or no. You can just say no. If you have not yet done reflection for yourself for the year. Emily, oh, Emily have done your reflection. Nice. Feel free at this stage, feel free to just unmute yourself. It's okay. You can answer. What about Salina and Priska?
Hello, can you hear me, Atika?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So, what for end of year reflection, right? I think there are actually many things that I've kind of accomplished, but one of it I would like to share is, because I was teaching, I am still teaching a class which is a low proficiency students, right? The English level is quite low,
Right.
so at the beginning of the year, I was really struggled because they have no interest to learn in English. But then slowly as time goes by, right, I want to know them more. What is the reason why they think English is hard? And then from
Right.
their point of view, right, I know that they love drawing. So I incorporate drawing lessons in English so that they can write some words in English and then they can draw. And then at the end of the year, I can see that, the students, whenever they finish their work, right, they will show me very enthusiastically compared to beginning of the year. They don't even want to write the words because maybe because they love drawing. So when it comes to long sentences, right, they really hate it. So I give them the freedom to draw and then write some words. It suits up their level, and then and I can see improvement in English also from the students. So that was like really my biggest achievement to teach and also learn from them lah. Yeah.
That is amazing, Emily. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That is so amazing. Salina also mentioned, but this year I think my kids and me got truly close. Salina, feel free to also unmute and share this experience with us. Priska, if also at any point of time you guys feel like you wanna jump in the conversation and share, feel free to do so. Okay? But mute when you're not speaking. It's only for the beginning of the session, just now. All right, I want to show you something. People do end of year reflection in a lot of ways, right? Some people do it in writing. Some people do it over coffee or hot chocolate. Some people um, do it in looking back at work. Some people really focus on relationship with others and families, like Salina has mentioned. Some people look into other aspects of their life, like financial, health, education, and a lot more. Um, so how do you see everything in a glance? I want to show you an example. In 2022, in the year 2022, if you are an Instagram user, in 2022, there's top 9 grid that you can share in your Instagram, right? So this top 9 college, it goes through your social media, for example, Instagram. It will look into your highlights, like which one got the most like, maybe, which one got the most shares. And then this application choose top 9 of your postings in Instagram. So you can see in that year, because our memory can also be limited. So this is one of the way people use technology as a means to also do reflection. So in 2022, this is one of the things that popped up in the social media, especially in Instagram. Instagram, if you search best 9, and you will find this one. Some people still use this. Some people don't, but you will see it in Instagram. So this is one of the example of how people trace back their life and do reflection. So it doesn't have to be in writing. So it doesn't have to be dialogue with anyone. It could also be in the form of visual. Thumbs up if you have seen this before. Yeah, Emily said the current trend is in reels. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, yes. Emily's seen it before, yes. It was at the top 9 grade before, and then it comes reels, right? Hi, Aziza. Welcome. Aziza, how are you? Hope you're okay. All right, let's move on. Oh, no problem, Aziza. Okay, so instead of doing a top 9, I want to do an exercise where we reflect the year with top 8 for us. So we don't have to find 9, but we find 8 maybe highlights or just events that happens in the year 2024 for us. And this is top 8 for GTC in 2024. So let me explain to you a little bit about the photos. So the first photo here, where there are a number of people, are GTC members who went and visit Japan school in Pulau Pinang. So this is our visit to Japan school, Pulau Pinang, I think end of July. Yeah, this was end of July. And then these lovely ladies here are all the session lead for our community takeover session this year. So either incidentally or maybe not incidentally, we have an all-female lineup for GTC community takeover this year. So the first photo here is Divya Upal. So Divya Upal is from Project Salt in India. And then we have Tina Agarwal from A for Art Initiative. And we have Nupur Pandit, also from India, A for Art Initiative as well. So Divya, Tina, and Nupur both um, ran a 5-session series on art for educators this year through GTC. So we learned so much on how they are art exercises that we can also integrate into the classroom, how art can also help with mental health and all that. And then we have Yusra Afika. So Yusra is from Malaysia. Yusra is from Skills for Life. She shared with us her personal journey, especially in psychology, especially in understanding mental diseases and mental health and mental illnesses, and how all of these are different or the same. She also shared with us like the do's and don'ts, and because through her own experience in school, she became very invested in psychology and mental health, and she is now a student in psychology. So she shared with us a lot of very useful information when it comes to how can we as teachers help, maybe look into signs of mental illnesses or mental distress in students. Then we have Azura Hamza from Primary. So Azura also in the series of Psychology for Educators, Azura shared with us about how we can become part of community. How can we use community to gain developmental opportunities? How can we upskill ourselves? How can we also gain relationship and get support from people in the community to support us as a person, as an individual, through community? And then our final community takeover was done by Hiba Makbul from Libya about technology for educators. So Hiba is a GEG or Global Google Educators Group Libya leader in Libya. So she's currently leading the technology digital literacy transformation for teachers and for schools in Libya at the moment. She also shared with us her challenges and how she planned to move forward for the year. Another photo I want to share with you is a photo from the briefing of Let's Exchange program. So this year we have a Let's Exchange culture swap between Japan and Malaysia. These are all teachers who are involved in the project. So the project was completed just last month in November. So it's very short, very swift, this 1 month project in November, where students from these two countries created some materials about their country, about their culture, about their life, and swap these materials. And then they study about each other. So Japanese students study about Malaysia, and Malaysian students study about Japan. So we also have other photos, like when we have our members presenting and sharing at the Kinabalu Photo Festival in February this year. But I choose this top 8 for now. Right. Like I told you, this is not a seminar. This is not a lecture. So we will have an exercise also, so that you will also have a chance to have a re-look into your life and put it in a photograph, put it in a visual form, right? So you will also do your top 8 for year 2024. You can go to bit.ly/GTCEOY, or you can scan the QR code and it will take you to the slides. You can choose one slide for you, and then you can put up photos that visualize your life in 2024. Okay. So if you cannot find, let's say if you cannot find an actual photo from the event or the program or the activity that you did, what you can also do is you find a photo online that closely match what you want to say, what you have experienced. Okay, I will give you guys 5 minutes to do this. And then we will go over the top 8 that you have done. Okay. So 5 minutes starts from now. If you need help or anything, you can just unmute yourself and unmute your mic and just let me know. Right now, you can go to the slides. Make sure you put your name so other people will not put photos on your slide, and put up photos for your top 8 of 2024 memories. 4 more minutes. I see Emily have put up some photos. That's good. Priska, Aziza, Fatima, Joy, you can choose your slide and put up photos as well. You guys can take, just choose any of the empty slides and make that your slide and just put in photos. You don't need to think about editing the size or anything. Just dump in your top 8 moments for 2024. Don't forget to put in your name first. in the slide. If you cannot find photos for the exact events or programs or activity, you can also find from Google or just online that's closely visualizing your moment. That works as well. All right, I see Emily is done. Emily, would you like to share with us your top 8 moments here? Maybe you can just tell us some story just a little bit so that we understand your photos here. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
no. So actually there are a mixture of myself and also my students. Like from the first top, the top left, the first one is I get to collaborate with the CEO of Bank Islam to invite him to come to my class to give some sort of like motivation for my students. And then moving on to the second picture is I was invited as one of the participants to join a survey for Prasarana. Prasarana is actually the Malaysia public transportation system because I am a regular person who always take trains to go here and
Yeah,
yeah, so they want to get the survey how they can improve. And
right.
then the third one is the recent visitation from the Ministry of Education to come to my school to ask me some feedback question here and there. And then moving on to the fourth and actually like the fourth picture is actually I was accepted to join a program. It's called Teach for Malaysia. So this Teach for
Mm.
Malaysia is actually for all of the young teachers out there who would like to develop themselves professionally, how to learn the skills to in the classroom, things like that. And
Mhm.
then I think the biggest achievement in my life, like I took a selfie on the left, the fifth picture
Right.
because I learned swimming. I used to be afraid of swimming because I used to
Ah,
drown. Yeah,
right.
I drowned when I was very young, and then
I
at since then
see.
I don't dare to go to the swimming pool. But then I try to push myself because I know that swimming is very essential. So I signed up myself at such a quite I'm 25, but I still sign up.
Oh no, 25 is still young, don't worry.
But then most of the students in the swimming class are much younger than me, 10 years old, 11. I am the oldest there. I was like so awkward, but then I learned lah how to swim lah. Yeah,
Right.
and then
Mm.
and also one of the you can see some students were performing. I think it's
Mhm.
seven picture. I
Mhm.
trained the students to go to perform a Zumba for one of the events lah.
Mm.
And then the last
Right.
one, it's a project-based learning. So this project-based learning is I incorporate English and science.
Mhm.
You can see they are doing the space, the planet. There are eight
Mm.
space, right? So
Right.
students they love hands-on. So I give them the freedom to create any kind of project that shows that they understand how many spaces are there in the earth like that lah. Yeah, that's
Ah,
it.
thank you, Emily. That is so amazing. And I don't want you to worry about your age whenever you got into a classroom because there's no age when it comes to learning.
Yeah.
There's no age limitation, you know. You can
Oh,
always go into a class where it celebrates diversity in age. Like you can sit in a class with a 5-year-olds, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about the others? Thank you so much, Emily.
No
Really, really
problem.
amazing recap of your top 8 for 2024. Okay, what about the others? Let me see. Okay. What about the others? Anyone want to share? Azita or one Fatima, maybe Priska or Salina? If Salina is not. Priska, Joy. Okay. You guys can also share in the chat if you want, no problem. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Okay. Well, we have reflected a bit in our life for the year 2024, right? It is also good for us to plan ahead and look forward to the year that is coming in 2025. So, how we're going to do this is through a 3 goals diary. Now, GTC also have a 3 goals diary. So next month in January 2025, we will be having an educator learning retreat in Sarawak. So a little bit explanation of how 3 goals diary work is how you want these goals to happen, right? So we're hoping that next month for our educator learning retreat, it will be a successful one, inshallah. And then next year, there will be a continuation of Let's Exchange program in a different form, not a culture swap, but a class collaboration. So we will be continuing the Let's Exchange class collaboration between MEBS Nepal and also IKS Libya. So we want to be able to support these 2 schools so that they will be able to conduct their class collaboration next year. And then, of course, we are also hoping that we will be able to run GTC as we have run GTC since 2021. So for next year, we're hoping to have GTC Chapter 2025 sessions for members and also other teachers to join in the conversation. All right. So simple enough, right? So these 3 goals diary are just photos. You don't have to put in actual photos because we don't have actual ones because it doesn't happen yet in 2025. So you can put whatever photos to match your explanation below. So we have a bit of explanation to explain the photos or images that you put out. Okay. We have shared from GTC what are our 3 goals diary for 2025. We also want to know what are your 3 goals for 2025. Okay. So the 3 goals for 2025, you can share and do this exercise at bit.ly/GTC goals, or you can scan the QR code. It will take you to the slide and you can put your name there and put photos. Think simple, okay? Like I said, you don't need to edit or anything. Just put 3 photos for your 3 goals in 2025 and then put some explanation, like a brief like headline to what does that picture means to you. Right. We will also do this also for 5 minutes. So let's go to your slide. You can scan the QR code and work on your 3 goals for 2025. Fardina, Joy, Ansisa, Emily, Priska. Hope we'll be seeing your 3 goals diary. I see 3 people are already here. Very good, very good. Make sure you put your name there on your slide. And then you can put photos or images. Okay. Hello, Bhavani. Welcome, welcome. Bhavani, we're doing 3 goals for 2025. So we have done the reflection bit just now with everyone. Everyone have shared, people have shared, Emily have shared us her top 8 moments in 2024. Now we are doing 3 goals for 2025. Everybody pick their own slide and put up images and goals, text to explain goals. So you can also go there, bit.ly/DTC goals, and pick your own slide and work on your own slide, or you can just scan the QR code there. It will take you to the slide. We also want to know what are the 3 goals for 2025. Good to see you again, Bhavani. Bhavani, let me know if you're already on the slide so I can change the screen to the slide if it's okay. Right. You can use this link. It will take you there. So you copy that link and okay. Maybe 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes so you guys can work on your 3 goals diary. Right. I see 2 slides here being filled. 1 more is on the way. That's great. And you can also put in your explanation and your name so I know who is this. That put up such amazing. Okay. Bhavani, you can also try that link in the QR code and the bit.ly code didn't work for you. I just put it in the chat. Right? Emily's done. There's an anonymous walrus here for the first slide. Can you type in your name, please, first? So we know who's filling in this 3 goals diary. Still have time, don't worry. While waiting for the others to finish, Emily, since you're done, maybe you wanna walk us through your 3 goals diary for 2025?
Okay, sure.
Hey.
The first one I wrote, hope to visit Japan because I've always wanted to go there, but I haven't got the chance yet. So hopefully by next year I can plan like an exact week or date to go there. Because I love eating sushi. That's why I really want to go there and try their authentic original sushi there.
Right, right,
And
right.
then for the second one, next year, I'm going to bring five of my students to go to join this student leadership camp. And basically this camp is to ask them to pitch a project, and then they have to think by themselves. And then whether we win or not, but I really want my students to experience the process
Okay.
of this kind of leadership camp. And then the last one, I always saw like I saw the marathon since last few years. I know there are a lot of marathons out there, but I don't have that kind of motivation. But so I
Right.
but then I try to push myself that hopefully next year if any marathons out there, I would at least join once so that I can get that kind of experience lah. Yeah.
Right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Do you have any specific area in Japan where you wishing you could go to next year?
I want to go Tokyo.
Tokyo, the KL of Japan.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. Have you thought about which marathon you wanted to join, perhaps?
I haven't get to know which one, but I know there are a lot of brands out there. They are doing marathons, but then maybe I will scroll through the social media and see whether is there any marathon. Yeah.
Right. Okay. You can start with the 5 kilometer one, the fun run one, right?
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And then you can go until the full 42-kilometer ones.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Emily.
No
This is
problem.
great. Her goals diary also involves students, teachers. All right. Let's see. I think this is Priska. Priska, is this yours? Priska? Are you able to unmute yourself and share with us the Three Girls Diary? Let me see. Anyone else? All right. Okay. Right. It's okay. Don't worry. Priska, if you can, maybe you can also share in the chat your 3 goals for the year 2025. Aziza, you can also share your 3 goals for 2025 in the chat. So um that we can also all support you on the way. Bhavani, maybe you don't have to do this slide here. It's okay. Maybe you can share with us if you can outline 3 goals for the year 2025, right? What are the 3 goals you wish you would be able to achieve next year? Maybe you can share with us. Bhavani, are you speaking? You're not on mute. No, you're not on mute here. Mic is okay.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yes, Bhavani. Yes, we hear
Oh,
you.
oh, you can hear me. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute. Sorry. Okay,
No.
okay. My goal is to somehow manage to introduce the importance of getting children who are cerebral palsy, who are unable to physically do any living skills activities, to just be able to do activities that interest them. Some of them,
Wow.
some of them, they just love to learn the subjects. So to let the education system to just give that freedom for such kids instead of, leaving them to be like obsolete and they are unable to be helped. So these kids are not, the what do you say, the present syllabus does not cater for such kids.
Right, right.
There are, like, recently they had this evaluation, and in the evaluation they are evaluating even on living skills when these kids are unable to do those activities and cannot be tested on those activities.
Correct.
So the result is they get 0.
That's
Okay,
sad.
so that's very sad actually. So I feel that I need to do this to introduce or to let these someone know about it.
Right. I see. So you
That
want to
is,
champion the
yeah,
education, inclusive education for cerebral palsy kids.
yes, that's right. It's not
Wow.
that one day they are going to be somebody or whatever it is, but they have the right to choose what they want to learn. They
Oh,
must have
okay.
the right to choose.
Right, right,
You
right,
know,
right.
if they have certain interests, they are going to school, they have certain interests. We need to identify that interest and let them excel in whatever they do. Whether or not we are going to get any product from them, it is to make these children happy. They deserve to be happy. They have
Okay.
the right to be happy doing what they want.
Agree. I agree with you, Bhavani. Do you have two more goals besides championing education for cerebral palsy kids that you
Mm,
can think of?
okay. Another one is as a teacher, I would like to be able to create, how do you say, graphics
Uh-huh.
suitable for my primary school kids, where I can use the kids themselves as the graphics in my presentation, which would attract the pupils to be more interested in my teaching. So it might be very basic what I'm wishing for, but these are actually IT orientated. So I'm not that savvy in it. I want to learn and be able to do it.
No, don't say anything is basic because it is an adventure that you want to take for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number two. That's good. That's good.
Before I retire, next year is my last year. So before
Uh,
I retire, so I need to do something like that.
yeah,
And
that's very good. That's very good. Like we said in earlier we said we talked about how we should not have an age limit when it comes to learning. So
yeah,
even we as an educator need to embrace that we don't have to be shy that oh we're at that age, this age to learn, right? So don't be, you don't have to do that. And that's very good of you to wanting to learn something new that is like above and
yeah,
beyond.
I have been
Mm,
seeing all these
mm,
presentation, but these are not
mm,
for school children. I
mm.
see a lot for just for the fun of it that people create. I have approached these people if they are able to teach me, but people are not so willing.
Ah, I
Yeah,
see.
I guess we teachers are very,
Mm.
very how do you say, we are very tak kedekut ilmu. We are not kedekut ilmu. We will teach everyone. We will share with
Yeah.
everyone. But I find that a lot of people are, maybe because they are not in the profession,
Mhm.
they don't want to teach us. So I have approached quite a number of people, but somehow I'll break through this. That's my
Right. Yes, yes. All right. Okay. You shared with us two of your 2025 goals, right? But
yeah.
that's very teacher centered of you. Right. I wanted to hear what is Bhavani goals for Bhavani for 2025.
Yeah, that's very nice. Okay. My third one, but
Mhm.
one goes.
Mm.
Uh, stay healthy, be happy.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's very, very important. Okay, okay. That's very foundational and very important as well. All right. No problem, no problem. Welcome, Angeline. So we're doing three goals that we have done the reflection exercise just now, and then you heard Bhavani share her three goals for 2025. Would you like to share your three goals for 2025? Anything that you want or you wish to achieve next year? You can unmute yourself and you can unmute your mic and just share. What are your three goals for 2025? If you can. Angelique? If not, you can also put in the chat. What are your three goals for 2025? Right. Okay. So we've talked a bit about how the year have been for us in 2024, right? We've also talked about looking forward for the next year, being excited about the next year. Thank you so much for those who have shared um, what they are wishing to achieve in next year. That's very encouraging to see and also very motivating to hear. Right. Now, let's have some end of your conversation. Um, I will just hear from all of you so you guys can unmute here and freely talk with each other. So talk about these three things. Number one, your highlight moment of the year 2024, just one. And then number two, one challenge you faced this year that you learned from. What is the challenge? And what did you learn about from the challenge? And number three, how did your highlight and challenging moment change or affect you as a person? Or change or affect you as an educator? How that has bring change to you? So I will give about maybe 5 to 7 minutes here. You guys can freely unmute now. And I would like to welcome all of you to take stage and take part in this conversation. I will just share this questions here. Feel free to speak first and invite others to. Bhavani, Emily, Joy, Angeline, you guys can unmute and share any points here.
Sometimes our challenges are very, very personal.
Hmm.
And the highlight moment also, it could be a personal experience rather than a school environment experience.
Yeah, true. And I
So
don't want you to forget that you are first a person before you are an educator. Right? Yeah. So it's okay if you feel that you want to share your personal moments. This does not only limit to uh experience as an educator. Do you have some stories you would like to share with us, Pavan?
um, the present the present situation that we face in school is very demotivating sometimes.
Mm.
Because Our objectives are mostly to see change, a behavioral change in children nowadays. We are unable to achieve that.
Mm.
We are unable to achieve this because of the system that is now too, how do you say, too lenient, or
Mm.
I do not know, that it is too customer orientated, they say, customer. Entertaining every whims and fancies of demands of parents and children.
Right.
It is very difficult for us to achieve our objectives.
Mm.
Very, very challenging to achieve our objectives.
Mm.
Only those who are focused, and that is very handful of them who are focused in class,
Right.
in the whole school for the matter. You may be harping on a certain behavior
Mm.
change, you might want them to make a difference in certain point, and you tell them throughout the year. But when you reach the end of the year, you still see that that behavioral change hasn't taken place,
Mm.
because they have actually taken for granted their lifestyle. They think, children nowadays are not thinking of what the future holds for them. They are living in a life where they think everything is what as it is as today.
Mm.
It's very, very difficult. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? What I'm trying to
Oh,
say is, these kids, they're not worried at all. They're not worried at all, because it's as if they think that their parents will be around.
right.
Yesterday, I met a parent. She came to see me. She's she has only one daughter, and that girl is always absent from school and she doesn't do her work. But when I talk to the girl, I realize that the girl is very smart, but she has she has taken a very easy way to, she feels that she doesn't have to do her schoolwork, she doesn't have to pay attention
Mm.
in class. And she is because the mother came, so I'm highlighting that. But most
Right.
of the kids nowadays are like that.
Mm.
We go to them and we beg them, please do your work. Please pay attention. Please, you have to do this. Please, you have to do that. And we don't come from that kind of life. All of us, most of us.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we don't do your homework. It's like, oh my God, it's the biggest nightmare. Oh my God, my homework. But now,
Right.
if they stop at, say they stop at and, the word
Mm.
A and D, and they
Mhm.
forgot, they haven't written the word D, they wrote there A
Mm.
and yes, you take, okay, never mind, stop, you take it back and you're going to do it, and tomorrow
Mm.
they'll come and tomorrow they'll write the D there. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
It's
Right. Right.
very
Mm.
frustrating for teachers.
I
I,
see.
I feel very sorry for the young teachers who are coming in, who are eager. Sometimes I see those who are into their third year and fourth year, already they are feeling very dejected. Already they are feeling like, oh, I got so many years more to go. They don't have that drive. Something
Right.
really, really needs to be done with the system.
Mm.
Something has to change.
Right. Right. You're correct. Okay. Maybe you can share just a short one, right, Bhavani? That you have shared with us the challenge you faced this year, right?
Yeah.
How did that challenge change you as a person or as an educator? Or how did that affect you as a person or an educator?
Frankly, I'm
Mm.
very sad.
Yeah, and that's valid. Yeah, don't
I'm
worry,
very
that's valid. Yeah.
I'm very sad, and I'm also very demotivated,
Mm.
because I find my colleagues and all the fellow teachers, I see some of them when they tell me, when I go and tell them my frustration, They tell me, peduli apa? Mak bapak mereka
No.
tak peduli, kita nak buat macam mana, kita buat kerja kita je lah. Mereka buat, tak buat, kita tak boleh buat apa. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. To me,
Right.
at the end of my lesson, I need to make sure that if you have done your work, you must do your work. You have to do your work because you need to learn, because there needs to be a behavioral change at the end of the lesson. My objective needs to be achieved.
Right.
All of us are actually not being honest. If you're not, we are just doing, just do our work and go off. Then there's no objective achieved at the end of the lesson. This
Right.
is the challenges, and this is my real feeling that I'm feeling. And it is sad because
Mm.
I don't have, a very long time, to make all the changes there, to make someone realize who should I talk to, where, how am I going to reach? We are,
Right.
at least nowadays, we have so many forums, so many
Mm.
ways and means for us to meet and talk and to tell how we feel. But
Right.
how is it really, really affecting the kids who are in the school?
Surely your experience, I think, could also be a relatable situation to other teachers who are also present here today. Or maybe could be like a thing that we can all take note of, right? So thank you, Bhavani, for sharing that. Emily, Murka, Cikgu Hide, do you guys want to share? Maybe your highlight moment of the year 2024, something good that happened this year, or one challenge you faced this year that you learned from. And do also tell us, how did your highlight and your challenge, or your challenge, change or affect you as a person or an educator? Who wants to go first? Emily, you want to share, or you can share what you have shared in the chat to everyone here as well.
Uh, because I actually, mine is a bit personal, as in,
The
I,
person, yeah, it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, because I'm back then I was really afraid of driving alone.
Mm,
Because I've always been a passenger seat, and then I've met
mm,
twice accidents lah. So
um,
I didn't, at that time I didn't dare to drive alone
right,
anymore. Then
right.
but then because my house, the distance between my house to school, it will be considered as 23 kilometer lah,
Mm, mm, mm,
yeah,
mm.
more or so lah. So I used to take trains to go to school, but it takes 1 hour and a half, so it's really tiring for me.
Right.
And then I managed to do that for 2 years. After 2 years, I think I can't survive. So I tell myself that I need to drive, because if I drive, I
Right,
can just reach at least 30 minutes, then I can reach the school already.
right, right.
So I take time to practice. Like I drive around my area and then slowly go on to the road. And then yeah, slowly at first I was so nervous because I need to drive on the highway and things like that. And then but then I think it takes time to practice, as an individual. Sometimes we are afraid of something, but then you try to take one
Mm,
step at a time lah. So
right.
slowly, then now I can drive by myself. Okay lah, still, I mean, I can drive alone already lah. So
Uh,
it's quite relaxing. It's not tiring for me anymore lah. Yeah.
Good, good, good. That's very good. That's very good. That's a very good highlight, Emily. Thank you so much. Murka, Cikgu Hide, any of you want to share maybe your highlight of the year 2024, or maybe one challenge that you faced this year that you learned from, and how did you evolve as a person or an educator as you experience that highlight or challenge? We would like to hear from you guys as well, if you can. Okay, don't worry. If something comes into your mind and then you want to share, you can also share in the chat. Makan, jaga hidup. Right. Yes.
I need to leave because my girl needs me.
No, no
am so sorry.
problem.
Excuse me.
Mm.
It's really fun sharing experiences here, but I got to go. So bye everyone. Enjoy
No
yourself.
problem. No problem. Thank you so much, Mawani.
Yeah, bye bye. We meet again next year.
Next year, yes. Next year.
Okay. Have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Meet you all
You,
next year. Bye
you too.
bye.
Happy holidays, Mawani.
Happy holidays. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
All right. Okay, some announcement before we close off the final session for GTC for chapter 2024 this year. We have an upcoming opportunities for educators. I've mentioned a little bit just now about educator learning retreat happening in January. So this is our second educator learning retreat. We have done this before in Sabah last year in 2023. So the upcoming one is in Sarawak. So we will be covering learn and travel from Miri to Nia National Park to Cebu all the way to Kuching. So in a span of 1 week from 20th to 26th of January 2025, we will be traveling together in this retreat from Miri to Kuching. So there are limited spots available. We already have some confirmed participant from Pulau Pinang, from Sabah, from KL, and Pakistan. Yes, you heard that right. From Pakistan. So if you are interested to become part of our educator learning retreat participant to Sarawak next month, you can go to bit.ly/GTC Retreat 2025 or scan that QR code over there to get information about the retreat. Look into what kind of activities that you will be experiencing, what do you need to prepare yourself, how much is the participation fee that you need to pay, things like that. But I can tell you the participation fee for the whole week from 20th to 26th, that covers your accommodation, that covers your transport in between the districts, and also covers your activities throughout the whole week, is only 800 ringgit. There are also other expenses you need to take care of by yourself, of course, like you need to get yourself to Miri for day 1 and get yourself home from Kuching on day 7. That's a personal expenses that is not covered under the 800 ringgit. But I can tell you 800 ringgit for a whole week is actually very, very affordable. If you are interested, after you have read through the information about the educator learning retreat, you can reach out to me to sign up. Or if you have any more questions, also you can ask me. You can get my contact number through the information program info deck through the QR code and the link that we've shared on the screen now, right? So, like I've mentioned, we already have confirmed participants from Sabah, KL, Pulau Pinang, and Pakistan. So, if you would like to explore learning, unlearning, relearning with other educators through this experience for the week of 20th to 26th January next month, this is your time to do so. This is the only time we'll be going to Sarawak. If we have another retreat next time, we will not be in Sarawak anymore. All right. If you're not yet a member of GTC, you can still register, even though this is the final session for the year. So that means we can keep you up with updates for next year. And even though sometimes we don't, even when we don't have sessions, when you become a member, you will have a private group where members can share opportunities. You can also host opportunities You can take up opportunities or sign up for activities for your students hosted by other members as well. You can do that. We also have opportunities where we visit schools, like when we visit Japan School, Pulau Pinang, when we open to members, places like that. So you can register by scanning the QR code or go through the link. And if you would like to have a certificate from your participation and attendance for tonight's session, there are 3 simple steps. Step 1, you can email your request with session date to global.teacher.conversation@gmail.com. You provide the details that you want on the cert. Some people only want their names to appear on the cert, so you can put your name on the cert. It can be a short name or a full name, up to you. Some people would like their full name with national registration identification number on that. You can also put your IC number. Some people want, oh, I want my name, IC number, and school name on the set. We can make that happen as well. So first step is for you to email us your request for certificate to global.teacher.conversation@gmail.com. We will be reviewing your request, whether you have attended the session, whether you participate in the session or not. And then we will be responding to your requests via email as well. If all is okay, if your review is done and you are qualified for a certificate, you will be receiving the certificate from us through your email. Right, you can share your photos, you can share photos, or you can share contents from this session tonight. And also share your reflection. If you're on Facebook, we are also on Facebook. You can check us out. We're at Global. If you just search Global Teacher Conversation on Facebook, you will find us there. You can also scan the QR code to get to our page at Global Teacher Conversation. All right. Right. That's all we have tonight for the final session of Global Teacher Conversation. I'm so glad you guys can find time to join us tonight so that we will have end of year reflections together. I hope whatever that we have shared in the session has given a little bit insights or give you motivation and give you some sort of an idea how you can look forward to the next year. Right. Oh, someone share. I'll show you again how to request e-certificates. Here. You can email your request to global.teacher.conversation@gmail.com. Okay. You don't give your email to us, you email us to global.teacher.conversation@gmail.com saying, oh, I would like to request for a certificate for which date of the session. Okay. That's all from me, Atika. For next year chapter, when we will start, we will usually start maybe around June or July in the year for GTC session. And we will run for about half a year, around 6 months. But when would we exactly start the chapter for GTC session? We are not finalizing that date yet. That's why it will be best if you follow us on Facebook Global Teacher Conversation so that you will know when would our next session be in next year. All right. I hope you guys will have productive balance of 10 days in the year 2024. And I hope that you guys are looking forward to next year and become an inspiration to everyone. Till then, take care and good night, everyone. Bye-bye.